More goose pimples. You know, throughout this broadcast, we've saluted champions like Sergeant Cardenas. They're really the special sauce. They understand how valuable older mentors and role models can be. But as kids grow older, they often become more inclined to trust their own peers, right? And learn more from their shared experiences, from their friends. We've already heard some terrific peer-to-peer stay-in-school appeals from the Raise Up Project poets. But Road Trip Nation has been holding one-on-one conversations about school, college, and career options with young adults all around the country for more than 11 years now. They have quite a track record as a PBS TV and online series and an educational online curriculum. And guess what? Standing outside the Tisch WNET studios in front of their green RV are James Manion, Road Trip Nation's outreach manager, and Jason Manion and Felipe Hernandez. And they were selected this summer as one of 4 first-generation college students to canvass the country to talk with other first-generation college students about family traditions, barriers, and new career opportunities. Welcome to you both, guys.
Hey, thank you, Juju.
What a fabulous road trip you're taking.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Jason, you're now in your 2nd year of filming Road Trip Nation for PBS. Where are you guys coming from? Where are you headed to?
We flew out from Costa Mesa, California to be here today. So first of all, thank you so much for having us and being a part of American Graduate Day.
Well, I'm so glad. But you know, you not only produce the TV series, but also the online experiences through these tours and plan all the related events. What's the goal of these outreach efforts?
It's really our mission statement, which is to inspire and empower youth to define their own roads in life. And so really, whether it's the events or our series on public television, it's really about connecting with these youth and making sure that they can talk to mentors and get advice and just figure out what they're passionate about and what they want to do. And we feel like that's the role that we can play with this dropout crisis, is just really getting students invested in their future.
Road Trip Nation is a movement that empowers people to define their own roads in life. Every summer, we bring together a group of young people from different backgrounds to travel the country in our green RV, interviewing inspiring individuals from all walks of life. This time, we partnered with the College Board to send 4 first-generation college students out on the road to talk to leaders who also blaze their own trails in life.
You know, we are first-generation kids. A lot of us really want to find what direction we want to go in.
Being the first in your family, going to college, I absolutely believe you're changing not just your lives, but the lives of your children and your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. You're changing a generation of lives.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
I think this whole trip is just like me stepping out of that conservative hole that I put myself in.
At the end of the day, just know you're on the right track. Education is the best investment that we can make for ourselves.
It's going to be harder for you than for other people, but you can do it. Don't give up.
Well, Felipe, what's up for you after the Road Trip Nation tour?
Well, we just finished the tour this summer, and this fall I'll be going up to Sacramento to do a public policy fellowship with the California Senate in hopes of just learning how the California legislature works and trying to figure out how policy can be used to improve communities, specifically low-income communities that focus on first and second generation immigrants.
We just caught a glimpse of your guest. Tell us about James Kass, who's standing next to you. He's the founder of Youth Speaks, right? And the Raise Up Project.
Hey, James. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So yeah, James, we got a chance to see some of the spoken word today. Maybe you could give us a little more insight into how it all started and what was the motivation behind Raise Up.
Well, so the Raise Up Project is part of the American Graduate Initiative, and we at Youth Speaks really wanted to find a space and a way for a diverse population of kids from all across the country to talk about all the great challenges and successes that they face to graduate from high school.
It's great, James. Could you be able to tell us a little bit about these young poets who will be performing tomorrow at the Kennedy Center? Where are they from? Who are they? And what makes them different?
Well, we have 5 winners. We had over 750 young people submit their poems from across the country. We have a winner from Tyler, Texas, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from New Orleans, from Oakland, California, and from Detroit, Michigan. They're all 15 to 22 years old. And tomorrow night we're performing at the Kennedy Center with Questlove and Black Thought, a bunch of other really incredible artists, to celebrate them and to celebrate all the hard work that they've done to make sure their voices are heard.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And part of Raise Ups is also Youth Speaks, correct?
Yeah, so Youth Speaks is the organization that I direct, and we collaborated with CPB to do the Raise Up Project.
That's it.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit more about Youth Speaks?
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit. We're 20 years old, and we work across the country with young people and with educators all across. We really believe in the power of arts education and creating a space for youth to find their voice and then present their voice publicly. We think it's about giving kids the skills they need to really be successful in life beyond being an artist. It's not about creating artists, it's about really rounding out the educational environment for them, both in and out of school.
Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about the obstacles and challenges that these young poets have overcome, and how has spoken word and just expressing their thoughts and feelings and ideas help them overcome these challenges?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, so we've been doing it, as I said, for almost 20 years, and what we constantly hear is young people talking about the American dream is presented to them all the time. And their poems often are about all the barriers that they face to reach that dream. And obviously graduating from high school and getting a good education is part of the dream. I'm a product of public education and really believe in it. And so it's really interesting to hear these young people talk about the varying forces, whether they're personal, whether they're at their home, whether they're in the streets, or from authority figures that are sort of stopping them or in the way of them to really break through and become the adults that they should and could be.
So if someone watching want to get involved with either Raise Up or You Speaks, what would be a good way that they could do that?
Well, we have some great websites. So the Raise Up Project, which is happening right now, is raiseupproject.org, and You Speaks is youspeaks.org. And like I said, there are programs all across the country. So any teacher, any parent, any young person who wants to get involved with writing and performing, check us out online. We're there.
That's great.
You primarily appeal to students and recruit students who are young people who come from low socioeconomic backgrounds, such as myself, and not so much those that come from middle and upper class backgrounds like yourself. Why do you do this?
Well, you know, the organization is open to any young person. We target specifically young people who don't have access to arts programs necessarily. And you know, as the cutbacks in public education, a lot of stuff that gets cut is the arts. And we think that's a really critical part of a young person's development, the ability to creatively and critically analyze the world, to talk about who they are in the world. The doors are open to anyone, so that's part of what we want to do too. It's like we want to make sure young people from diverse backgrounds come together and meet each other and are able to speak to each other on their own terms.
I'm curious about this question. Can you tell us the difference between spoken word and rap music, and how would you describe it to people like my parents who don't really know about either of them?
Well, the great hip-hop theorist Bones Malone said the spoken word is the conscience of hip-hop because there's no beats behind it. It's just you and the microphone. You know, a lot of spoken word, particularly modern spoken word, comes from the hip-hop tradition, but not all. But you know, you can't hide behind the beats. Yeah. And it's also, there's no real commercial interest in it, so you're really demanding, and you're demanded to tell your honest story and be truthful in your work.
That's amazing. We actually got the opportunity to interview Lacey Root from Austin, Texas, a nationally acclaimed spoken word artist, and just phenomenal.
Yeah, great.
So thank you so much for being here with us today, James. It was a real pleasure.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Juju, we'll
Guys,
send it back to
Felipe,
you.
I'm so glad you asked that question. I was wondering too. Jason, nice questions. James, nice answers to all of you. Best of luck to all of the finalists as well who will perform at the Kennedy Center tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Good luck.